With Lost at Sea, we hope to create a way of engaging and stimulating the imagination, the creative processor hidden deep in our hard drive brains. Long lost behind old files of gossip, the files of dusty old political dramas, and the endless war his story data. The never-ending harassment on all fronts to form into one mold of clay. Or should I say mud or brick?
We'll be presenting features about the multiple possibilities and bizarre happenings surrounding the his story of the realm we call California.
We've grown up here also wondering what makes this place a magnet to the rest of the world. But will we ever know what it actually is?
As we go through our punch list, we encourage you to jump in the mix and share your thoughts, ideas, and insights with us.
At the top of our list, for obvious reasons, is a supposedly fictional queen from a not-so-distant land.
Hail, Queen Califia, warrior goddess supreme. Your feeble legions will cower under her shadow.
Our ferocious queen, with her subjects and army, ruled over an island realm known as California, on the exact ground we stand on today.
If we look at many different maps that show California as an island, we are able to see that many different people throughout many different cultures had come to, or at least sailed by this island throughout centuries rife with Jesuit whitewash. And for them, it was a very real thing. Real enough to include it on their realm's personal transit information, at least.
And before we dive in, it should be noted, there's tons of information out there on the specific island and queen, and we strongly encourage you to read, watch, feel, and hear it out for yourselves. It's truly a radical look into the real narrative of his story, and a great example of how events in our timeline that don't fit that narrative are passed off as myths and fables. We are merely touching on the subject with our own lenses created from our own experiences and research. All these links will be in the description below, and we strongly encourage you to check out the work of these incredible researchers.
Let's imagine, as little as 500 years ago, we would be standing on a gigantic island. And this island would be boasting a sophisticated, thriving, and vibrant culture of telepathic Moorish women and men, coexisting peacefully and harmoniously with all around them and their reality. Let's go even further and say that this island was protected by a Moorish queen of giant stature, and behind her stood an army of battle-hardened women, ready to peel the wig off any caterwauling dipshit around. These warriors and their queen were said to be unwilling in barter and trade, savage in battle, and were prone to forbidding foreigners entry on their blessed soil. Some accounts from would-be explorers and cowards had bragged of large-scaled aquatic serpents and dragons patrolling the waters around the island and the sky. And the sky was filled with flocks of golden griffins, all under the ultimate command of she.
Other accounts do talk of a highly advanced and civilized society, producing builders, artists, scholars, and healers, holding together a truly unique and beautiful culture. With this in mind, can we act surprised that our heathen queen's truth has been morphed into myth and fantastic fable, after being poisoned and woven through a complex web of Jesuit fuckery? Through vicious slander, they turned the once harmonious and flourishing kingdom into an enemy of the church and a fictional after-school special. Sadly, this is what became of the story of our shining matriarch.
As the loosely abridged his story goes, as so many whitewashed clandestine mindfucks do, the heathen queen fights for the wrong religious front, the Muslims. During battle, her and the opposing Christian king end up in single combat where he wins, and our queen and her sister, as the losing parties, have no other choice but to accept white Jesus and marry into the inbred family of this king. And at that point, her and her army are free to return to their island and continue their zany adventures. The end. Amen.
This horseshit has franchise tattooed on its forehead, and you could bet money it has been over and over again. Many picture-perfect cautionary tales spell out exactly as Califia's does, and somehow most of us are content with the inane same old story of good versus evil and black versus white. Many of us refuse to ask why, or even question a different version of the same story repeated on an infinite loop. The outcome is always the same, and only leads to insanity. It's pretty fucking clever.
I don't think we'd be going out on a limb here by postulating the positive outcome of a reality where Califia and her legions had shaped the trajectory of our history as we know it. As we look around our local surroundings, we don't really find it that difficult to imagine a culture hundreds of years before us building some, many, or even all of the foundations that flow under our oblivious existence. Furthermore, we all can dream of a reality where gender roles are foreign to us, or a history behind the strength and wisdom of an Amazonian queen forever telling every little girl, "I did it, so you can."
A reality as strong as that could possibly be something powerful enough to make a real difference in our feeble existence. And this is why we think this story needs to be told over and over and over again.
This could be the type of story that, if brought into a real light, would and could change people's outlooks completely. But, again, not going out on any sketchy limbs here, could that be the reason her story and the reality of an island of California won't be told in truth? Instead of circling the drain, endlessly covering our ears, eyes, and mouths, and flat out saying no, we propose to you, and you, all of you, to open your minds, look at your existence, and really ask, is this real? Maybe to you it is, but to us, it looks like the same old simulation on repeat.